everybody. It's Monday, January 24th, 2022. I'll be honest, I'm a little out of it today. When you have a day, when you go under not general anesthesia, but pretty much because you don't remember anything. But the only thing between a general anesthesia and some other kind of anesthesia is that you breathe on your own accord. So I was breathing on my own accord, and I have no idea how long the endoscopy ended up taking, which wasn't successful anyway. But I was groggy, very, very groggy, still kind of out of it. So I'm not going to hold myself to anything that I say in this particular video. But I just wanted to update you on what's been going on. If the last few videos didn't provide a good summary of what's been happening for me the last few days, please write them down. Please write that down in the comments below, or if you have any specific questions about how I got to be here, what's going on, and all that jazz, please throw them down in the comments, because I've just been making these on the fly and I'm not sure what I'm talking about, what I'm covering, or if any of what I'm talking about makes sense. What I will do is I will talk about today. Today I'm still in the hospital, and I think the most important thing to know is that in order for me to be able to digest food on my own, is that I have a metal stent that was installed in the head of my pancreas to allow for the bile duct to be open flowing, which is what most people have when they don't have a pancreatic tumor that's taken up the head of the pancreas. So with that happening, when there's a bile duct obstruction, the bile duct isn't able to leave the body, so it circulates throughout the body and it poisons you, and it gives you jaundice. That's why people get yellow and their eyes get yellow and all that kind of stuff. That's what happened to me 1.5 years ago, which is what triggered the investigation into having pancreatic cancer. Now, I started feeling very tired 3 weeks ago in ways that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But looking back, very similar to how it was maybe feeling around the time and leading up to the time that I was diagnosed 1.5 years ago. So I've been sort of screaming up and down with anyone that would listen to me that I think that it has something to do with maybe the stent or my bile duct. So it does turn out, and maybe they were listening, maybe it was just through their own investigations, whatever it is that there is something going on with the stent that was placed in the bile duct about 1 year ago, February of last year. There is some kind of obstruction or some kind of blockage within the stent itself, and then there's also something that's developed on top of the stent, which is not allowing for things to flow as they should, which makes sense, and which also explains all of these other symptoms that I've been having. The liver stuff going up and down, my bilirubin going up and down, my fatigue, all that kind of stuff. So today the endoscopy team had attempted to go down this way to try to clear the obstruction of the thing that is trying to clear the obstruction. So they're trying to stent the stent, and also to maybe clean an area or whatever. I don't know what they were trying to do, but they were unsuccessful. So the next step has been to return to interventional radiology, or IR as they call it, who had originally installed an external bile bag that I had for months and months and months last year, which I have to tell you is unpleasant. And in terms of like quality of life, it's something that impacts my quality of life quite a bit in a negative way. And not only that, there's an open wound. There is an open wound that's constantly there because there's a tube that's hanging. It's connected to your inner intestines, and it's connected to a bag outside of you that's draining the bile. So not only do you have to drain the bile from the bile bag that it collects, there's also this open wound that you have to be careful to make sure it doesn't get infected or otherwise have any kind of a problem, and that the tube that's pulling in and out, because it's not static, doesn't catch any bacteria, so that anyway, it is not pleasant. And like I mentioned, it takes away from my quality of life quite a bit. There is, I think, talk tomorrow to reinstall that system, the external bag. But it's also interventional radiology who placed the stent where it currently is. And I read through all of the notes that come through my patient portal that the University Health Network provides, and with the record that was done with the endoscopy procedure today, there was a note that said what was recommended with this PRCP, either this external drainage or a stent. So everybody keeps so today there was a little bit of a confusion because somebody showed up and said, "You're going to interventional radiology now," and I said, "Well, I ate about 2 hours ago. Is that going to be a problem?" "No, it's not going to be a problem." Comes back, "Yes, it's going to be a problem." Okay. And then about an hour later, somebody comes back and says, "Okay, it's time for you to go to interventional radiology." And I said, "You guys said there was not going to be today." "No, it's today. Let's go." So go downstairs. I'm waiting in the hallway, all that kind of stuff. Someone comes out and says, "Sorry, you ate, so it's going to have to be tomorrow." Back upstairs. And while in the meantime, every person that I could potentially speak to in regards to this procedure, I say, is it possible to replace the stent? Not just to go with the PRCP, just to install another bag, but is it possible to try to replace the stent? I am crossing my fingers that it's possible. And if you happen to be watching this video, and if you are so inclined, please also send positive vibes my way. I would so appreciate every ounce of positive vibes my way in regards to the placement and the successful placement of a new stent. It would just mean so much because it really makes a humongous difference. But of course, only if you want to, and I'm eternally grateful for every single bit of care and love and support that I've received. So this is just an extra one. But if you happen to, I'd really appreciate it. So other than that, it's been a very short day because I've just been, under anesthesia and kind of groggy and kind of feeling my way through stuff. But here I am at the hospital. Looks like I'm here for another few days, unfortunately. But if the outcome is good, that's kind of wood. I'm not sure. That's what I'm hoping for. Thank you, everybody. every single one of you who supports me, watches me, messages me, thinks about me, has a passing thought about me, sends a good thought my way, specifically those folks who have been supporting me monthly through Patreon. Thank you so much. And those of you who have also supported me through GoFundMe, thank you very much. If those are things that you may possibly be open to and interested in doing, there are links down below for those things. There is a big hurdle of the fact that if my first line treatment stops working, my second line treatment unfortunately isn't covered by the health program in Ontario here, so it is going to be $3,000 per treatment twice a month, and I don't know if that's something that is available to me at this current time. But if it's something that you'd like to help support me in getting, I would really appreciate it. And you can support me through the GoFundMe, where I also have this audacious goal: 25,000 people to be sending positive thoughts my way. And you can do that for as little as a $5 donation, because that's the least amount that GoFundMe takes. And you will also be included in my wall of hearts, wall of love, where it reminds me every single day when I'm at home, not here when I'm in the hospital, how much people do care. And it's been a remarkable journey so far. So thank you so much for watching. If you have watched it so far, chef's kisses to you. I hope you're doing well. Toronto, it's been pretty cold, although I don't know it because I've been stuck in a hospital. But take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Let's take care of each other. And I send my love and care your way. And I'll talk to you again real soon.